What's going on, my co-creators? How you doing? Hope everything's going good. Hope everything's going super good. Anyway, I say co-creators for a reason. Now, some people may think I just say that because it sounds cool or whatever, but no, I really do know. I don't believe, I know that we are the co-creators of our life. Whatever we expect, whatever we think life is supposed to be, that's how it plays out. Trust me, that's real. It's not just me just throwing that around. We influence everything around us. This is not just me just saying it like, oh, that sounds like that's a good idea. No, this is like science right here. This is like some quantum physics stuff. It's like the things that we take in, our five senses, our, what is it, see, smell, touch, hear, and I forgot the other one. See, smell, touch, taste. Everything that we take in, it goes in our brain, and our brain takes that information depending on how we see reality, depending on what we expect, depending on what we decide we want to see. That's how we respond. That's how we react. That's how we move in it. So everything that we deal with on a daily basis has to go through us. It's not like it's on the outside and we're looking at it. We look at it, but then we take it in, and this happens in, not even seconds. This happens so fast you can't even keep up with it. It's like we got a slight delay on reality because we have to process everything. All the sounds, all the tastes, all the touch, all the smells, all this stuff is invisible. And we just process all this information, all these vibrations, and then we paint a picture inside our head. The screen in our head is what we're really seeing. We're not seeing what's around us. We're seeing the screen inside of our head. We're feeling the feelings inside of our head. That's why a doctor can go in and they can block off certain nerve responders in your body, and you won't feel certain parts of your body, because everything we feel, everything we're experiencing is that big HD 4K TV inside of our head. So we are definitely living in a reality inside of our head, regardless of how you want to look at it. That's because we can't do it any other way. You know what I'm saying? That's we can only process stuff through our brain, through our thought process. So with all that being said, whatever we expect, whatever way we look at the world, whatever things that if we see a person in a certain light, they can do anything they want to try to change that perception in your head, but it won't change unless you decide to change it. So you are a co-creator of your life. You are in control of how your day goes. Everything has to go through you. You are the last line of defense for your reality. Everything you see, everything that you experience, everything you feel goes through you. There's nothing anybody can make you feel. That's such an empowering thing. We need to understand that. All the feelings that you're going to ever have, you already have inside of you. All the feelings of love, all the feelings of hate, all the feelings of disgust, all the feelings of success, they already live in you. Nobody can inject that inside of you. We have certain perceptions on, okay, if I do this and do that, and I see this and I see that, then I can experience that feeling. But it's nothing being put inside of you. It's already there. You're just allowing it to happen. You can feel in love every day of the week if you want to. You can feel successful every day of the week if you want to. I mean, you've seen people walk around like they got this stuff together, and you're like, damn, how the hell do you think he got this stuff together? It depends on the perception. So all I'm saying is that we are co-creators, and there's a few ways that I keep my mindset co-creating. One of the ways I do is you got to believe that anything is possible. And I know that sounds like like something in a movie. Oh, anything's possible. But it's really true. And you have to believe that if you want to be successful at anything. In my business, I don't think I would be as successful as I have been if I didn't have the concept of anything is possible. Because if I looked at the numbers that I was making before and the numbers that I earn now, is not feasible. It's like it doesn't connect. And I'm going to be honest with you, the main difference was just my perception and my state of mind. I'm still kind of the same person. I just started seeing things differently, and all of a sudden, the income changed. So you have to believe that anything is possible, and don't just save that idea for one part of your life. That works in all parts of your life. That works for everything. And I have to believe that anything is possible. That's the only way I can maintain my successful mindset, because some stuff you just can't see it coming, and just doesn't make sense. So you have to be like, you know what? Anything is possible. And another thing, you got to stay open-minded. You got to stay open-minded, and you can't blow anybody's ideas off. I'm not saying you got to take on everything everyone tells you, or like that's the truth. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to walk around and be going this way, and then be going that way, and then be going this way, and then be going. No, but you got to consider it and never throw it out. Regardless of how ridiculous it may sound. I don't care if somebody walking up to you talking about something that it sounds like something out of a movie. Don't ever think that it can't be a reality. Just take it and put it in your head. Just hold it there. And as you go along with your life, doing what you do, just look for things that might coordinate with that idea that this other person said that you might think is impossible. Oh, it's crazy. Anything is possible. Anything. I'm talking about anything from any movie you ever seen. If we can imagine it, it's possible. Trust me. And that goes for the bad and for the good. So you got to know that anything is possible. And here's another thing. Here's another big one. This kind of goes along the same lines. Nothing is permanent. Everything can be manipulated. Every bit of your life is malleable. There's nothing that's like rock solid in place. Everything can be rearranged, reformed, transformed, transmuted into something else. There's nothing that's locked in place. I don't care how bad you think you got it. I don't care what your circumstances is, how you feel. If you got ailments, you got all. There is a difference that you can create. Nothing is permanent. Everything is made out of energy. And I'm not talking about, oh, it's energy. I'm talking about the real, everything is energy. If you have a microscope right now and you zoomed into the air, you'll see little particles of energy floating around. If you zoomed in on my skin and you zoomed in far enough, you're going to see the same little particles floating around. There's so much energy and empty spaces and everything. Everything we look at is solid is really energy just moving at different rates of speed. And they're not on the same frequency, so they're bouncing up against each other. So if everything is energy, that means everything can be manipulated. And the same energy that we use to speak, you can't see my words. It's a vibration. The same energy that we use to feel warm air, it's energy. It's all different levels, all different combinations of energies, but it's all energies. Everything, and if it's energy, it can be manipulated, it can be changed, it can be moved around, it can be reorganized. So everything can be manipulated. Always remember that nothing is permanent. Always try to prove yourself wrong. Always. That's all. This is such a big one. I mean, and especially if your life isn't going the way you want it to go, if everything isn't perfect, and I know it's not. If it's really bad and you clinging on to some idea, this is what my mama said is right. This is what my daddy said is right. This is what my boss said is right. This is what my husband or my wife said is right. This is what I was taught. This is my creed. If your creed is killing you, something's wrong. You got to challenge it. You got to be willing to prove it wrong. And if you want to, you can always go back. Maybe. You might not want to go back. But always try to prove yourself wrong. Always be open-minded. If you can see, a lot of stuff I'm saying is along the same lines of just being open-minded and knowing anything's possible. Stop living in these boxes. Now, be honest with you, there's some boxes I want to stay in. Some things I don't want to be okay with. Some things I don't want to change at this point in my life. Maybe it'll change later. Never say never. But there's certain little things. But if I see that as being destructive to my life, I'm going to take some effort. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to dissect that and see what's going on. And another big one, especially with everything going on right now with the virus and all these mandates, and you got to do this, you got to do that, and this is going to happen if you do this. And man, question everything. Question everything. Be like an aggravating little 5-year-old kid. Why? Question everything. Don't ever just say okay. Explain. Question yourself. If you can't explain why you're doing something, you need to get some help. I mean, I was talking to one of my friends one day and he was telling me about something he was doing. I was like, why you did that? He was like, man, I don't know. I said, dude, you need to find out. We need to question everything, question ourselves, question everything. Never think you got it all. We never figure this thing out. And that's the fun. we're supposed to be confused and trying to figure it out. And as long as you don't stay confused all the time, but we always supposed to be reaching a certain level, and then, oh, that's cool. Then learning something else, and oh, that's cool. Maybe revisiting something else, and that's cool. We always got to be moving around. That's the whole fun of this thing. That's why we came here. We chose to come here and do this foolishness, if y'all don't understand that or not. So we like the challenges. So you got to question everything. That's part of the fun, especially when there's these other people that's trying to take away your freedom and take away your rights. You got to question them and push back. You know what I'm saying? Question everything. Okay, this is another good one. We are energy transmitters and receivers. That means that, just like I said, all the five senses and beyond, there's not just five senses. There's way more than that. We just like experiencing a little sliver, most of us. Some of us tap into more senses and more stuff, but most of us, we living in a little thin bandwidth of five senses. And those five senses, they work well when we realize that we are an energy transmitter. That means we are constantly transmitting energy, exchanging energy. We're transmitting it, we're receiving it. It's constantly flowing. There's no moment in your life where there's not a flow of energy going through you. It's always moving. And if you want to have the best results in this lifetime with transmitting your energy, and your energy, I mean, there's so many different levels of things you can focus your energy on. I mean, there's the natural, the five senses plus our other higher senses. Then there's certain ideas. You can just say, okay, this is how I want to project myself today. And you can project the energy anywhere you go. I've done it. I walked into places and I projected a certain energy, and I've seen the results. It's hilarious. I've made some rooms change just by me walking in them. It's hilarious. It's fun, and it's real. We do it all the time. We just don't consciously do it. But you can consciously control how your energy flows and what energy you're putting out there without even saying a word. You can just float people, because we read energy. We think we're like readings, but it's all vibrations. That's what we're seeing through this lens inside our head. So if you can learn how to control that energy flow and project certain pictures in this world, you can maneuver in a lot of ways that you will be surprised. So that's, you see people all the time be like, damn, how do they do that? Some people don't even realize how they do it, but some of them do. They understand energy and they project themselves in a certain way. And by saying that we are energy transmitters, that means that our transmitter, it works better when it is clean. We have to take care of this body. This body is our energy transmitter. I'm not saying you got to be perfect. I'm not saying you got to be vegan. I'm not saying all that, but you got to take care of your body. You got to watch what you're putting into it. Watch what you're polluting it with. I mean, I eat meat. I'm just being honest, I eat meat, but I don't eat it all the time. I eat it sometime. I might just eat it on the weekend. Sometimes I go a whole week without eating it. It just depends on what's going on, but we got to stop putting all the heavy, that high density food in our body. It weighs us down. It blocks us up. It's like blocking the arteries on our spirituality. We got to be able to flow and be smooth. We can't get, high all the time and drink all the time and get all these pills and chemicals. It just throws our energy flow all off. We don't know what we're doing. We all over the place. We're more of a victim to our energy than using it to our advantage. So we got to take care of this body. We got to be more conscious of our bodies. I mean, that's really the first place you got to start. Just watch what you put inside this little hole right here. You don't even have to work out. You don't have to go running, even though you should. It's good to sweat. It's good to take deep breaths and get all that oxygen in and blow all that stuff out. It's cleansing for your body. But you don't even have to do that. If you just take in a minimal amount of food in your body will start working itself out on its own. I mean, if you really want to be a badass, you go and fast. You're going to really see some changes in your life. But if you clear your body, and I'm not perfect by a long shot. I just finished eating something I shouldn't have ate, to be honest with you. But I'm conscious of it and I'm aware. And that's the key. You have to be aware that if you load stuff in your body, not just food, information, crap, bad ideas, people's energy. Some people can't stay away from other people. They gotta be around that energy. They gotta hear that foolishness. Get clear, have moments of clarity, and your life will flow better once you learn how to move your energy around. And probably the most important thing that keeps me co-creating and keeps my mind thinking on a different level is realizing that the only thing that's real in this world is love. I know that sounds like, kind of, like a fairy tale. And I'm not talking about being in love with somebody. And I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about loving your kids. And I'm not talking about that. I'm saying love is the only thing that is our guide. It's our guide. It tells us where to go, what's good, what's bad for us, what's right, what's wrong for us. Is that love. Love is that feeling that you get. You know when you're going in the right direction. You know when it's right. We know when it's wrong. That's love. Love is not just a good feeling. Love is like a compass. It tells you where due north is. So love is the only thing you got to pay attention to, because, you know, especially nowadays with everything going on, the media saying this and this saying that, oh, people are dying, this happening, this happening. You don't really know what the real answers are. You don't know. I don't know. You got to use that gut. You got to use that gut. You got to use that love compass. That love compass is going to tell you what's right and what's wrong and what's really going on. It's going to tell you. You just got to listen to it. And when you get in tune, when your body's not clogged up with all that stuff, and you can hear your heart, you can hear your love, you'll know, okay, this is some BS over here. This is, okay, I get that. You're going to kind of know which way to go and who to trust. And, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but you're going to have a bigger, you have a clearer picture. Don't ever think logic is, you can logic your way through life. You got to have a heart. You got to have a center. You got to have love. You got to be able to know what's good for you and what you like and what you are into, what you love, who you love, and what's important to you. And you got to just get on that track. Anyway, my co-creators, I hope that helped. I know this video is probably, you know, a little long, but I wanted to kind of get a bunch of things in there. And I'm pretty sure there's some other things that I could mention too, but those are like some of the, I think it's like 7 things that I think that can help you co-create and just have a more advanced mindset all the time. And I try to stay all positive. But yeah, just with all these things going on, you can't be a victim when you, with everything I explained, there's no room for victimhood. Just know that. I didn't have to say not be a victim. You just can't be a victim. If you're open-minded and you think anything's possible and you let love lead you, there's no way you can be a victim. Question everything. Be prepared to do that. My co-creators, I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.